Hello, Hateless Gaming here. I'm bringing you a video on the drone outgrowth sites, or the whatever you want to call them. The event that just came out on 9/23 of 2021. I'm going to start by saying that this is a very challenging site to do. The description says Tier 1 frigates, Tier 1 destroyers. I know that another content creator by the name of Nth Dimensional has kind of solved the high sec side of it and done a Synesis that's tankable and uses ancillary boosters to run this. I don't have the fit. I don't know if he's made a guide yet, but I'm sure it will come because Nth Dimensional is awesome. And I'll give you guys a link to his stream down below, as well as his YouTube channel. I believe he has one, but I'll get the links from him and put them in the description. He's been working on this as well, as it just came out, and I've only been aware of this site's existence for about 4 hours at the time of making this video, and I'm still kind of learning it. I want to share with you guys what I've learned and how far I've come with it and the experience that I've had doing them. So rather than just giving you guys like a straight up guide, like, hey, grab this ship, do it this way, I'm going to show you guys the kind of experience that I've been through with learning how to do it. So without further ado, we'll go into game and I will show you guys my first experience. So I did settle on the Kikimora for doing this. I am going to hopefully be able to show you guys my first fitting and my first loss here. So I initially got a Kikimora. I figured that a single rep would be a solid idea. I had Sisters Core probes because I was thinking, oh, hey, we'll do like a combat exploration fit, because while you're looking for these sites, because they are kind of rare in high sec, you could do some combat exploration while you did it. So I figured, hey, you know what? Let's put a core probe on it. Let's kind of make this a useful ship. I went with a Senti A-type repper, a reactive damage control, and a tropic sink. A-type micro warp drive, a cap booster, light entropic disintegrator, using mostly a Colt, small nanobot accelerator, and a capacitor control circuit ×2 and make it cap stable. Like I said, I was planning on exploration initially. This was the initial fit I did, and the results are following. It was fun, so this does not work at all. And enjoy me waking up with a cat in my lap, losing a ship. I have no idea what the hell I'm doing. I grabbed the Kikimora. I'm doing the thing, and we're going to see what happens. Never done the site. Don't know what I'm doing. This is the first one. Found one in low sec before I found one in high sec. Doing a low sec one. I got a Kikimora. The fit is 2 cap rechargers, a micro warp drive, reactive damage control, Senti A-type repper, entropic radiation heatsink, 2 capacitor control circuits, and a small nanobot accelerator with a light entropic disintegrator. Like I said, no idea what I'm doing. Just that there are NPCs here, and I'm going to kill them because I don't know what I'm doing. So we're going to lock these guys up. I got a 15-kilometer range. That already hurts pretty bad. We're going to start knocking things out. I don't know what the incoming DPS looks like. And I got a cat in my lap. These hurt really bad. These hurt really bad. Holy cow. Okay, cat, get out of the lap. I'm going to go ahead and overheat this. I think I need an afterburner. The next attempt here. Using my micro warp drive to hopefully pull some range. And this is going to be funny if this dies. Shut that off. I am running out of cap very rapidly. This was not nearly enough tank. The good news is if I die, I'm going right back to Jita. Alright, so after losing that one in the very first site, I decided, hey, you know what, there's a lot of DPS. Let's just make the same ship, but let's, you know, double down on the tank. So I got a dual repper on it, and then I got a reactive armor hardener and a multi-spectrum energized membrane. So I increased the tank significantly, replaced the prop mod with an afterburner rather than in a micro warp drive to hopefully be able to always be able to move. And then I kept the idea of doing the Sisters Core probe launcher because, you know, the combat exploration side. We actually managed to clear the low sec NPC that we fought because while we were gone, somebody managed to clear most of the site and left us just the NPC to clear in order to, you know, grab the wreck and see how it went. And then I did 2 high sec sites with this successfully, and it is very effective at high sec sites. It clears it fast. It does well, and I before this clip and the next clip, well, you're gonna see this thing die. So here's its successes and its failures. So enjoy that, and I will see you in the next clip to explain how I came up with the final result of how I did these and have the end of the video for you guys. DPS in is not being measured on the right character. Yikes, dude, that guy hurts. This boss is nasty. Okay. So lock him up, and we're using a cult. That is 83 DPS. Holy cow. And it newts? How much pressure is that? That's 8 gigajoules to cap? Wow. This thing's a monster. Okay. Well, we killed it. That's the good news. That was a scary NPC. Did 80 DPS to us. What our resists end up being? Explosive and kinetic. Let's see what it dropped. That was a lot of incoming DPS. We got 46 million ISK. For a site, that's actually not bad. Actually not complaining about that. And the newts are for like general newts, it's not a lot of newt pressure if you're playing like a cruiser or a battleship, but in a frigate, the newt pressure is insane. The bosses here, by the way, our DPS spiked up to 75. I'm going to start getting in for a better orbit here. We're going to kind of spiral in on it. Again, dude, 61 incoming DPS. 52, 58. Show info. He has resists, and he does EM damage. Amazing! He even... Oh my god, that is terrifying. As soon as the reactive kind of kicks into gear, and we get our EM resist up, it gets mitigated a bit, but still, that's 37 to 45 incoming DPS. That's a lot of incoming DPS. And when it shows up on grid, we immediately get that 75. Like, that's nuts. For a destroyer or a frigate to survive that. Like, it doesn't have a lot of health. What was the name linked for the other one? There's an advanced nest overseer and a colony nest overseer. So this one isn't even as bad as the low sec one. Like the advanced overseer just showed up, by the way, really early here, and we all know that thing is a threat, like a big time threat. Knocking things out. Where's it at? It's still there. It is. It's landed. Don't kill me, don't kill me, don't kill me. We're gonna hit that orbit. Got a cult loaded. I'm gonna go ahead and go for him. Do I need to overheat? I might need to overheat. Holy cow, he spawned really early. Yikes. I'm gonna overheat all the reps I got. No! Jesus. Is it gonna die in time? Am I gonna survive this? As you guys can tell from the end of that last little experience there, I was not too happy that it had died on this first low sec site. So the fit was able to do high sec sites, but not low sec sites. And then I decided to try something. I decided, hey, you know what? I was talking in the chat on the Eve Partner page, or in the Eve Partner Discord, and somebody was saying, hey, you know what? Why don't you kite him with a polarized garment? And I was like, that's probably not going to work, but let's give it a shot. I'll let this speak for itself. You guys can do with what you want. it's not a good idea. I'll be right back. Or yeah. Well, I'm going to be talking. Yeah, thank you. Orbit, prop mod on, let's go. Beacon, orbit 20, let's go. No. Not okay. Nuded out immediately. Holy shit. Yeah. I have no cap. And I'm dead. Alright, so after that, also embarrassing karma loss. I really hope that you guys enjoy this video, because it was a fun one to make, and it was a fun journey to go through. What I ended up with is this kikimora. We traded one of the reppers for a EM hardener, because what happens is that boss NPC does EM damage, and that's really why he's so scary. Because your reactive armor hardener spools for kinetic explosive, and then suddenly you're taking thermal EM from the drone. So you end up being tanked the wrong way. And so we added an EM hardener and then a remote hardener, a remote repper. And what this does is you fly with a buddy. So I grabbed an alt, well, my hitless character grabbed the second one and went out and found this to be very effective. Not only that, it has double the DPS. The cost is only 179 ISK 179 million ISK apiece. So it's about the same cost as we were spending on the initial guy. And it has a lot more E-War resistances, as even with the repper running, we're at 6 plus 6.2 cap. With it off, we have a spare 11 gigajoules of cap, so the one that takes aggro just doesn't remote rep, and the one that doesn't take aggro is running the remote repper, and it just works. That two of them does really good, and then two kikimoras is a pretty strong deterrent for people to come and mess with you in the sites, as they would need something equivalent or better to be able to come fight you. So it makes for a pretty cool low sec fit. I know it's 179 million ISK, but I will let what was in my cargo can speak for itself. These guys paid for themselves. The science will probably be worth it, as I'll probably lose a bunch of these over the next couple weeks, and I'll probably make quite a bit of ISK running these sites. That being said, without further ado, here's my successful run, or successful last wave of 2 sites, and or cleaning up the site before, which is the one that you just watched, that kikimora and the Garmer die in. I cleaned that site up and then went and found another one and did a whole nother site and got rewarded for doing that. But yeah, I guess give you guys, in this junction, I'll give you guys my notes on the sites. The boss NPC in low sec does roughly 140, 135 DPS of EM thermal damage, and then in low sec sites it does upwards towards 160, 180 DPS. And clearing the boss at the end will make everything else warp off. So as soon as that thing spawns, all guns on it, all fire on it, all drones on it, everything you've got goes on the boss, and it doesn't have a lot of health, so you can normally kill it before it kills you. And that's one thing that I learned just recently, I guess, in the last site that I did. You guys will see that killing it is a wise decision. And then yeah, that's pretty much it. The first room and the second room, there's a lot of incoming DPS, around, I'd say 80 to 100 before the boss. But the boss is really the barrier that you have to get past for both high sec and low sec, as the boss is just outright scary. If you can deal with the boss, you can deal with the rest of the site, no problem. It's just that the boss at the end is pretty crazy. You need to take Omni damage, because half the NPCs, the Sentinels, do EM damage, and you need to take the explosive and kinetic from the to deal with the most of the NPCs, because that's the main damage that comes in. So I would really recommend Omni tanks, but there's a if you're willing to identify that the Sentinels do EM damage and then kill the Sentinels first, you can take mostly explosive kinetic, but then the boss is EM damage, so you really have to have a solid Omni tank to run it. I wouldn't recommend a generic tier 1 frigate. You can't really kite them. It doesn't work, because the boss does damage. You're not going to be able to complete a site. You might be able to clear most of the site if you don't take damage from the small things, but at the end of the day, the boss has the ability to deal damage at range. So I'd really recommend using a worm or a kikimora for the high sec side, and then you and a friend work together for low sec, or you and a couple friends work together for low sec, as that seems to be the way that it's designed to work. Or working in a group with some remote reps might be a good idea. I do have a viewer that had a Algos that worked, but the Algos was 120 million ISK. Let me see right here. This is what he linked. He found that this worked for high sec sites, and it's a close fight with a dual Pirelli A-type wrapper on an Algos, which is absolutely bonkers. And he also had a Thucker medium battery. So this isn't a cheap Algos. This is like 100 million ISK Algos in order to do the high sec sites. And he even has overclocker exile and all this, and he barely survives in high sec with it. I don't have the nth dimensional one, but again, I'll link nth dimensional's channel and stream so you guys can go ask him. Yeah, and yeah, and we are measuring incoming DPS. We're gonna see how it actually hits. It's still 60 incoming DPS. This is not very tankable by one kikimora. Anyways, I'm going to load Mystic for the range, and we're going to nuke the crap out of that thing. Loading Mystic because it's just a little bit easier. Dude, this thing hurts. 80 incoming DPS. That's how much damage it's doing to that kikimora there. And it looks like it webbed it, so even better. Okay, so I'm going to use this one to grab the wreck. And it's not my wreck for whatever reason. Apparently I didn't do top damage to it. And then this one's going to go ahead and grab... Yeah, I didn't get the wreck. That's bogus. I guess I'm going suspect to get the loot. We'll go ahead and go over to Hateless here. And the loot was 35 million ISK. I got drone epidermal shield tanking, extended drone thing. We got an Incursus Air Laboratory skin. And I will be willing to go yellow for this. Because I heard this site, it's mine. Our boss showed up. I'm gonna put reps on both. Not sure who took the boss aggro yet. Looks like I got it on my character. That is a lovely amount of incoming DPS. Trying to lock it on both characters before it kills me. Advanced Overseer, Advanced Overseer. We got all guns on it. I can overheat the rep here, but 83 freaking DPS. 94, 89, 82. So resist profile right now, 77, 50. Okay. Wow. So you want to kill that thing as quickly as possible whenever it spawns. So killing it will trigger the site to be done. So maybe that solo kikimora will work as long as you just go focus with a bolt right away. Wow. Okay. Jesus. 345 million ISK for one site. That is insane. So as you guys could tell, that last site gave me 350 million ISK, and that was out of 3 sites I found that. Again, my data pool is incredibly small. I'm guessing that was a rare spawn. So maybe it's not that rare. Maybe it is. But I'm going to be finding out. I'm going to be doing a lot more sites to kind of figure it out, as they're actually kind of fun to do. And yeah, if you guys like this video, make sure you like and comment below. And as this event just came out, I'm sure some of you guys will be far more knowledgeable than I am at the time of making this video, and potentially even just more knowledgeable than me, period, as I'm not all knowing. I really hope that you guys enjoyed this kind of journey that I went through to kind of learn how to do this in the past 4 hours, as it has been exciting and fun to learn how to do it. Make sure you guys fly fun, enjoy EVE Online, and continue bringing each other up. And we will see you guys in the next one.